Welcome to Big Blend Radio, where we celebrate variety and how it adds spice to quality of life. Welcome, everybody. Today, we're excited to welcome back world music fingerstyle guitar master Pierre Bensusan, who is back in the USA on his first tour of the country for this year. I believe he's got two, and I encourage you to go to his website, pierrebensusan.com. Follow him on YouTube, on Facebook, social media, so you can keep up with this tour, because if he comes to your town, he's worth traveling to go and see too. I mean, he's traveling. We might as well all travel. So welcome back, Pierre. How are you?
Hello, Lisa. I'm fine. I'm just, this is a morning here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I played here last night. It was very nice. All the tour is going well so far. We have sold out shows, or if not sold out, packed. So, and people are very happy. I'm happy. So fantastic. So far, so good.
Yeah, so you're driving around this time? Because I think last time you were doing the tour on your own without like a manager helping you. And so what's the situation this time?
I have a tour manager, and
Okay.
we are driving my Nissan van 2500 NV cargo. So it's very comfortable. Yeah, we drive all over the place. No flying. Just driving, taking care of all the equipment, bringing the sound system everywhere, having a great sound everywhere.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're on a big road trip, which is
This
fun,
is
isn't it?
70 shows until June 2nd.
Oh, wow. Wow. And then you come back in October?
And then I come back next year from June
Oh,
to October. So
oh, okay. That's what it
this I'm going from the southeast to the southwest, going through all the southern states of the United States. And then once in San Diego, I'm doing all the West Coast, all the way up to Seattle, where I will finish my tour. And next year, I
is.
come back from Seattle, where my van will be stored, and we go from Seattle all the way back to the East Coast, going through, so the Dakotas, the Midwest, Canada, New England, all of the Northeast, all the way down back to North Carolina.
Oh man. Do you enjoy the travel part of being a musician?
Um, I have to. If I didn't enjoy it, I would be extremely unhappy. No, and what I enjoy less is all the organization of
Yes.
this, all the day-to-day work, all the paperwork, the administration, all the multitude of details that have to be thought out carefully and addressed.
Mm,
So I enjoy that less, although I do it, and I do it as good as I can, because if not, it could reflect in a aggravation once on the,
right.
you know.
Yeah, you gotta, yeah, you've got it. The business aspect is always boring compared to the creative aspect, right? It's always.
Exactly. And once we are on the road, it's like we are on a in a different mindset.
Hmm.
And it's like we build every day a momentum, so that at night, when we are with the music, with the people, we do what we have to do to have everyone to be resonating at the same place,
Mm,
including myself. And this is
mm.
fantastic. This is This is a lot of responsibility and a tremendous honor to play
Mm,
music for people and to bring people along with the music to a different place. If I can, if the music can help those people to forget about everyday's problems and what our world is
yeah.
going through for a couple hours, it's a good thing.
I agree. I agree. Music is a salvation, and to go around and your music's so beautiful that it just is like, oh, I was listening this morning and going back through your album Aswan and just like, ah. And then I'm
Mm.
like, I want to go outside and listen to the birds now. Your music makes me go back to nature all the time.
The music of the birds is even more special.
It's both. Put it together. Do you like doing performances outside in nature?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's pretty rare, but outdoor, guitar is a instrument which likes confined places,
Mm-hmm.
intimate, small rooms. It's like storytelling, really. So it has to be intimacy is good. It creates a better mood to really engage in listening because
Yeah, it's better for
it's really,
sound
it's really
too.
about listening, and you
Mm-hmm.
listen deeply, and the deeper you get, the deeper you receive. And I try to myself go to the very deep place. It's pretty intense, in fact.
Mm-hmm. I have a question for you with your music because you
Mhm.
seem very connected to nature for me, and like you're saying, it's, music can take you on a journey and a voyage. And if you just completely let go and get right immersed into it, right? It's almost like meditation. Do you, there was an artist in Tucson, and I don't know if you're going through Tucson this year or next year.
I will be going through Arizona. I will play
Okay.
flat. I will play Sedona.
Oh,
On the,
beautiful, beautiful. Well, Arizona, there's an artist called Ted DeGrazia. He's since passed away, but he was a trumpet player and a painter of the Southwest, the most reproduced artist in the world. He's amazing. And he has a gallery in Tucson. We do a show about his life because there's always something interesting about this man. He was a Renaissance man. And anyway, he did his master thesis, and it's on his art on this is in display, where he even made a color machine and he had artists paint while listening to music like Beethoven and different artists. And he said, there's color that comes from the musical notes. Do you ever see different colors when you play? Because I know this sounds weird, but if it's a meditational experience, right, and you go on a journey, I believe music also gives us some visualization that, you know, I know some people take drugs for it, but sometimes just listening to music, you don't need to do those.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I confirm.
Yeah.
I think musicians see colors, but not like artists see colors.
Mm,
I mean, I don't see colors like purple, white, red. I see colors in terms of sound. And
yes.
the colors in the sonic colors have more to do with the density of what it is being played, or
Mm,
the different contrast going from very busy to very sparse, to occupied versus space, to silence versus sound. Those are colors. And
mm,
and and the light, the color light or the color dark have more to do with what is being played and the depths it is reaching in order to get there to appreciate it. And I think we use colors a lot, of course. We use colors with the tone we have when we address the instrument we play. What
mm,
tone do we have? The tone itself is a color in itself. And
mhm,
and the same note, you can have the same note played with different colors.
mm,
So, but we don't, I mean, I'm going to speak for myself. I don't see colors. I don't
mm,
need I don't need to see colors. I don't need to uh, to associate what I play to colors. And I think to a certain extent, artists dealing with colors and mixing colors in order to get to where they need to go associate what they do to musicality.
mm. That's interesting. And some paint to it. They listen to music, they paint, drink wine, maybe. Here we go
Yeah,
again.
I think music is everywhere. Music is space and movement. Music is a sort of harmonious connection
Mm-hmm.
with everything that is around us that is, in fact, in movement and in motion all the time. You can see a dancer and feel the complete musicality of the movement of the dancer,
Mm-hmm.
even if the dancer is dancing without any music.
Mm-hmm.
Just the movement of the dancer is already musical or not.
Mm-hmm.
Same, same thing with some musicians who play, and but you don't really hear the music in what they play. And
Right.
some other use an instruments and you hear the music. And I think this is the same with artists, with painters, drawers. I feel sometimes their musicality in the harmony that they reach. This
Mm-hmm.
is this is a quest for harmony. In fact, we are all in what we do sort of trying to reach that harmony, which is recognizable by everyone at
Mm-hmm.
a glance. And so probably musicians might have a more direct access to that harmony.
Yeah, that's a good point, and I think that's why we crave music because we want harmony in the world. No matter what's going on, deep down in our souls, don't we want harmony?
We do, and some music reflects also the disorder of this world, which is also very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Some music do not quest for harmony, they quest for
Right.
disharmony, and they reflect the disharmony that we are experiencing every day. And that disharmony becomes harmony. That's very
Yes.
strange.
That's a wake up call. It's a wake up, you know?
Yeah, because in fact we are seeing this and we cannot just not see it. And
Mm,
so when we hear something, when we see something, I think we need at the same time to be addressed of what's there that we don't really want to see, but that is there,
mm,
and that we should not just obliterate ourselves to it.
mm. Now, are you working on any new music? What happens when you're on the road? You're in your zone of the travels and the
As
performances
soon
or
as I can, I work on my new pieces as soon as I can.
mm,
Like I have 2 days off today. I've been listening to my all the music that I've been writing lately and reconsider it, try to look at it from different angles, change things, take my guitar, work on it. Yeah, in fact, the fact of being on the road is great because sometimes I feel like, oh, tonight I'm going to do that one, and it's not ready, but I still want to do it because it's going to tell me something. It's just the fact
hmm
to go on stage and to be played for an audience, the music is going to react and it's going to
mm.
force me to react along with it. So
Oh,
I like to do that. Yeah.
do you record when you do that? Do you record it so you can hear
I
what you
don't,
did?
I don't, but I know my tour manager likes to record and I don't want to know about it. I say, if you want to record, just never ask me. Never. I don't want to see, I don't want to know. I just want to forget about it. Otherwise, I'm going to be self-conscious and I'm not going to play the same.
Oh,
And if
wow.
and if once it's recorded, I like it, great. If I don't like it, we trash it.
Oh, so, but you're going to remember when you performed it, like how it feels for that new song.
Yeah, but sometimes the feel you have when you play is different from the final result once you
Mm,
hear it. Sometimes you feel, oh my God, tonight was not good, I was not in the right mood. And you hear the thing and the music is there. So
mm,
it means the music doesn't need much from you else than you being transparent.
mm. This is
Don't let
cool.
emotions come. Don't let your emotions come in the way and shortcuts the music. The same is also valid when you feel, wow, tonight was fantastic, and in fact it was not, because you put too much in the music. And this is a thin line. The music is fragile. That
Mm.
line has nothing to do with how you feel.
You're the vessel, basically.
You are a vessel. You have to you have to be neutral.
Wow.
And
That's hard.
it's very hard. It's a thin line. If you put too much, I think you destroy the balance. If you don't put enough, same thing. If you put just what's there, it's okay. So what I feel, me, my ego in terms of person doing
hmm
this, has to be put at the right place.
Mm.
So I
Wow.
try to be that mood every night and transform any little accidents of the day into energy that is going to allow me to go to that place.
To keep
You know,
positive and keep going. Yeah.
yeah, keep positive and also remember that we are doing it for an audience. See, there is
Mm,
an audience out there, and in fact, we
yes.
are all experiencing the same thing. I become myself a listener. Like they
Mm,
listen, I'm also listening, and
mm.
because I'm listening very carefully, I can interact with how the music is being conducted.
And are you listening to the audience too and feeding off of their energy or no?
I am big time. I'm listening to the audience listening.
Mm,
It's
wow.
when people listen, sometimes the silence is so thick and so deep. You realize that people are really, really following every move you make, every sound you make, every resonance of a note, every silence that people are listening. And so you cannot fail. If you fail, you have to, you really have to carry this music, and the mind has nothing to do with it. You cannot
Mm,
think. Because if you think, you are being distracted. You're no longer present in the music. So
exactly.
it's a matter of being really attentive
Mm,
and reactive. So you create a sound and then you accompany this sound like a painter. Here we
mm,
go again. But the painter brushes, the painter puts movement to the form he's creating, and we are putting movement to the notes. We have to
mm,
accompany each
mm,
note at one note at a time, but we have to accompany the note from the moment they are born to the moment they die, and that's the way to other notes and how they
mhm.
blend each other.
So you've deep respect for the music itself and deep respect for your audience as well. It's co-creative in a way, right? It's that
I
harmony.
mean, yeah, that's what I do.
Mm.
Otherwise, I have to do something else if I don't
Oh
respect
no.
the I play. It's a
Yeah.
matter of respecting me, but me, I come at the end of the thing. The music that I have, I have had the luck to capture and write and restitute is in fact the purpose of my journey.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
So
yeah. Does your son still dance? I wanted to ask that because we were talking about dance and movement. Does your son still do music and dance?
he's 31 now. He has founded this company during the pandemic, and he's very, very busy. He's very talented, but talent is only 10% of the equation.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Here we go again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you need talent, but
Hmm.
I'm not sure what it means, talent, in fact, because when we are in the middle of it, I don't consider myself like being talented. It's a sort of subjective
Mm,
thing that people feel. And same thing, he doesn't feel he's particularly talented. He
mm,
feels that, in fact, he has a lot of ideas, that he has a lot to express, and he's working very hard to get there, like me,
mm,
like his mother, who also was a consummate choreographer and dancer.
mm. It's amazing. So you're all part of the movement. And so there's discipline. That's what I'm also hearing. As much as there's movement, there's discipline too.
Yes, but discipline is a word which is very connotated. You have to be careful with this word, discipline.
Yes, I agree.
It could be not good to be disciplined. But I think I prefer the word attention and respect.
Mm, I
We are
prefer that too.
attentive and we respect the art form, and we respect the people we are going to do this for, because they need it. They
Mm.
absolutely need it, and it has to be done right. And as much as it could be done right, the reaction and how people perceive it is going to be very deep and create a beautiful impression on them.
See, the
Like it,
word
like it does
discipline.
for me, like it does for me. The first listener of this music is me, and I feel what it does to me, and I'm thinking, if it does this to me, it could do this to other people too.
Discipline to me makes me feel like I'm going to eat carrots for the rest of my life, and that's it. You know, I don't want to.
You,
I don't
you,
want to
you
go on
will
a
be
diet.
you will be beyond kind. You will be absolutely too kind if you eat carrots all your life.
I know. See, that's so funny. It's funny, but yeah, this is. I think there's something interesting too because from what I've seen of your performances, from videos on your YouTube channel and Facebook, there's your respect for the music commands respect in the atmosphere. Like there's an atmosphere of we are here to listen. We are here to be part of this piece of music we're going to listen to. Whereas a lot of times people are they're so busy trying to get selfies within a performance. You know what I mean? There's this whole thing now with our cell phones, which I think can be very distracting. It happens even as a photographer going out and filming in nature. Sometimes you need to put it down so you can actually experience nature and know what you're looking at, not just snap, snap, snap. And I wonder sometimes if our technology is distancing us. It's great, technology is great, but there can be a disconnect when we start doing that.
That's true. We have to put it where it belongs, and sometimes, you know, put it aside and be the technology, not
Yeah.
our cell phones, not, you know, today everyone is listening to a concert, and you know, after a while, oh, I see a cell phone up recording, you know, and I'm thinking, well, that's what it is. I'm not
Yeah.
going to I'm not going to let that distract me.
Mm. Yeah, because they're also going to go and listen and it shares the words and but I think people later do come back around to it. I know some musicians take phones away before they do a concert, and I don't think I would want that to happen to me, like just out of security and things like that. Don't take my stuff away. You're not touching my stuff. But
Yeah,
there's
but
a respect.
I
Yeah.
don't want to let myself be disturbed by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the world we live in today. I don't personally go to a concert with my cell phone recording the concert. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm I'm recording the event with my
Hmm.
attention, my emotions. I'm trying to feel. That's enough for me.
Hmm.
I will keep something from it. You know, I will never. There are things that I will never forget. I don't especially need to look at them again and again, the way they were
Mm.
made. A concert is made to be experienced once,
Hmm.
and that's it.
It's a temporary art. Like, there's so much art now that is temporary, and people are
Yes,
like, no, but it must stay. But part of the excitement is to be really tuned in at that moment,
exactly.
be 100% present.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think you keep it with you for a long, long time, in fact.
Hmm.
You know,
It's like good food, Pierre. I mean, sometimes,
mhm,
like if you go to Mexico and you have a good mole,
mhm,
you'll never have it again. A good bottle of wine, you're never going to have the same thing
exactly.
again because it's impossible, because nature doesn't do perfect. I mean, we try as human beings, we always want to duplicate the process. You make
It,
cookies, the cookies need to be exactly the same square, but that's not how the world works.
it's like trying to work on our insecurity and fear of the unknown by trying to, in fact, fragment, put into categories the genders, the things that we experience. It's, I guess it gives a bit of a security, a feel of security,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't mind this insecurity. I don't mind the white page. I don't mind
Oh, I think
the
it's exciting.
the starting a tune. Like, I improvise a lot when I play, and it's there is something to be said to improvise music in front of an audience for which you are not improvising, you are playing something you are composing.
Mm,
So it should
that's a very
sound like
good
a
point.
composition.
Mm-hmm.
No one needs to know it's an improvisation to
Mm.
be.
Yeah, it's something different than what they're going to get on the record. That's why you go to a performance, right? It's so, I mean, if otherwise, let's just put the album out and play the record and everybody sit in a room.
Yes. But Debussy used to say good music should sound like it is improvised, and good improvisation should sound like it is composed.
Mm. I think it's part of why I like musicians when they get together and they just jam together
Mhm.
and they find it. And you can hear like so and so's coming, and there's this,
Yeah.
your ego has to stop. It
Mm,
only works when the ego stops and everybody gives each other that place, that
mm.
turn, and listens to know who goes when without saying, okay, now it's you. No, you don't. If you really listen, you know.
In fact, if you really listen, the music takes over and the music plays you. This is what
Yes.
This is what why the place where we are trying to reach, to have the music to use you in order to exist and to be served. In order to get there, you need to be technically ready. You
Mm,
need to know your instrument. You need to sort of have been to those places before so that your hands know exactly where to go when the call is being made. This is a difficulty, in fact, not to
mm,
listen, transform what you listen into action and into sound. You
mm.
know, this is
Wow.
that's the difficulty, I think.
Now let's talk about your guitars because you've got your signature Loudon guitars, right? So people, you've got to go to pierrebensusan.com. You'll find out about them, and you've got music books and of course music on the road. Being on the road, like you're saying, if your flight, you have to take care of guitars. If you're outside, then the temperature changes, the strings. Everybody, it's a I look at a guitar as a living being. I know that sounds weird, but it moves. It grooves according to temperature. They say store it in a cool, dark place, right?
Yeah,
So, do
absolutely.
you have a lot of work to do before, during, after a performance with your guitars to
No,
keep them happy? No?
no, nothing to make. Just pay attention to it. I tune it well. I clean the
Mm.
dust once in a while. I carry it carefully. I have only one guitar on the road, only one.
Wow. Which one?
My my second signature model, which is made by George Lowden in Northern Ireland. It's based on my original Lowdens that George designed and made in 1978, which I have
Mm.
played all this time. And George and I refer to this guitar as the old lady.
That's what I was going to ask. It was the old lady.
As the old lady, yeah, George asked me, how is the old lady? And I said, she's missing you. I think she wants to see you so that you can have a look at it and fix
Mm.
this there. So once in a while, my wife and I, we go to Northern Ireland. We take the ferry, we take the car, and we bring all my three Loudon guitars to their daddy. We leave the guitars to him for a week so that he has time to look at it or having his staff to look at them, to tune them. And then we go to travel around Ireland for a week and we come back and we spend a great evening with George and his family. We have a great meal. We go to the factory. I meet all the people there. It's like an extended family for me,
Mm.
because
Mm.
I play his guitar for now since I am 20 years old. I'm
Mm.
66. He's like my brother. Every time I
Oh.
play my guitar, he's there all the time.
Mm.
He's so the luthier, the guy who builds your instruments, is there.
You know what
Yeah.
blows my mind is how they
Mm.
do the sides of the guitar.
How
How
what?
they the side of the guitar. So you've got the like of the so you've got your front, right, where the strings are, but then the sides that go around, how they wrap the wood around and it's bent. That to me, that that is that to me is where the art form comes in. Is that wrap around piece of wood to me is just because you're gonna have to get that right to get it right.
What's amazing to me is that once it was once a tree.
Yes, I
It
know.
was a tree, not asking nothing to nobody. Just growing and being there, and the guardian and the transmitter and an amazing form and being. And then you cut it. So you kill this tree. And once this tree is dead, it starts traveling
Mm,
and
it's not dead.
carrying all the things, becoming a furniture, becoming a bed, becoming an instrument, becoming all kinds of different things, becoming a boat. It's amazing. And so a tree becoming a guitar, the art form of the luthier is going to be to how to associate woods and which woods, which density, which widths
Mm,
in order in order to create a sound
and
and to
not
have
wasted.
and to have control on this sound.
Mm,
That's the idea, because some luthiers are very good builders. They make beautiful guitar, but they do not sound right.
mm.
So it
So
takes,
this
takes
is
something
the
else.
artist. This is an artist and musician put together.
Yeah, I mean, you need to understand all the mathematics of how sound function, which I don't, but they
Mm,
do. A good luthier has been studying carefully sound,
mm,
in order to know what to do with their wood, how to build it, and every little detail is going to have a interaction with how it's going to sound at the end of the
mm.
day. So this
Ah,
is very impressive. George does that very well. George and
mm,
others, but George Lowden, when I tell him I'd like a new guitar, we talk.
mm,
We talked. I said, so what do you think of this wood? He says, this wood will sound like this, but you need to associate it maybe with this wood. At the same time, he's a very humble man. He doesn't
mm,
detain the truth. He
mm,
doesn't, oh, this is going to be this. No, he says, maybe always. Maybe we do this, maybe we'll get that. We have to try. And
mm,
he learns a lot of things like that. He starts to have clear ideas of sometimes what wood association is going to be working best for a given artist.
mm,
Maybe something different for somebody else.
mm,
Who is looking for a different kind of sound, different kind of response, how you touch the
mm,
instrument. So George is very careful about, how the people play, what do they get in terms of sound, the music being played also, and try to have a guitar which is going to be serving that and which is going to be also reacting well, whatever the atmospheric conditions are going to
mm,
be.
mm. You know, we are part tree. Our DNA, we have a tiny little percent of a percent of a percent of a percent that is part tree. We're related to trees, and trees are related to mushrooms. So I think this is very good. I mean, they clean the air, both of them. Clean
And we
the
have
air.
and we have mushrooms inside of us.
Do we?
In fact,
We do.
inside of us, we are a reproduction of the universe.
Here, see, I don't start me on the mushroom thing. I won't stop, Pierre. It's a
You
new
know?
hobby. Like it's because they show unity. We talked about harmony. So it's a good way to close this conversation is
Mhm.
trees grow underground together with the mushrooms, with the fungus, understanding everyone's placement of what they're doing, and that's the same thing as in music, understanding that place, the space, everything you're talking about, yet also harmony. I think it's pretty amazing.
This is why some people don't play music or are very musical because they're in quest of harmony.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, huh? I love all of it. All of it is in bring the music, bring the trees, bring the fungus. Let's have a party. Let's go for a picnic in the woods. Sounds like fun to me.
And we need a frying pan.
Oh, we need a frying pan. Oh, yes, for the mushrooms.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
them. Yes,
Now, do you do that in France? Go off and get mushrooms,
of
and
course.
and
You
you're
mean
gonna use
to
to
eat?
eat? Yes.
Sure, sure, absolutely. I love mushrooms, and we never put oil. We don't put them in water to clean them. We brush them with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
We brush them so that we get the earth away from them. We cut them and we put them dry in a frying pan, so they give their water and they start cooking in their water. And then once they start to be a little bit dark, a bit brown,
Mm.
that we eat them.
I'm ready. I'm hungry now. I'm
Me
anything. I Well, and it's funny because a lot of us are vegetarian, and mushrooms are part animal and part vegetable. So I don't know what to say about that, but they're healthy for us. They're good for us, and it's anyway. There it is.
how did this conversation deviate to mushrooms?
Because I'll do anything. If you talk about trees, I'm going to bring up mushrooms. It's my fault. It's a bad
What
habit of mine.
what is amazing, speaking of mushrooms, is the strength of the mushroom.
Mm.
How
Mm-hmm.
how powerful that thing is, you know. And so when I said we have mushrooms inside of us, yes, we do. We are we
Mm-hmm.
are we are a chemical factory. Our
Mm-hmm.
body is a chemical factory. And so the chemistry inside, the chemistry outside is a little bit of the same thing. So the problem that I think we're experiencing today is that the external chemistry and all the technology that we have to go through is not according to our bio,
Mm.
to
I agree.
us. We are not ready for that. So this is why you see a lot of disease, a lot of people not really standing the thing. So we
Yeah.
are muting. We are muting.
It's it's a disconnect and disconcerted, like it's disconcerted, which I think about music, it's disharmony, and disharmony actually you can feel it in your body. If you listen to a sound that doesn't make you happy, it can actually cause pain. I don't
Yeah.
know if I think we talked about this the one time when you were on the show. There's music that goes with the chakra levels, right, or different chakras. And I remember getting this album of samples of music that went with chakras, and all of a sudden there was this one track that I had to turn it off because it was complete disharmony. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe you're supposed to have that to do something. I don't know. But I was like, oh no, no, no. This isn't harmonious to me. This was like,
Interesting.
no. Yeah, it's interesting to me about that. And so I think it's almost like there's only so much capacity that our bodies have, right? And if we keep filling it with too much technical stuff, like that technical stuff has sound waves attached to it, you know? There are energetic waves, and the more we keep doing this, the more the natural waves are not there. You know what I mean? It's like fake waves, energy waves, like microwave. Like, do you want to stick your head in a microwave? No,
Do you
but
want to eat the food coming out of a microwave?
no, not really.
Not really. It's dead.
No,
All
no,
the
it's
all
dead.
the, all the property of this food, what used to make this food alive and nurturing and nutritive, is dead. So you eat
Hmm.
dead. So
Yep. And I think when you go to the musical side, that brings us back to the harmony of what our body does, because our body has to work in harmony to be healthy. And it's what happens musically. Our audio functions are, even if you're deaf, you can still feel the vibrations. It's vibrations, which vibration can heal. There's scientific studies on this. Vibrations heal. They make
mhm.
you feel better and can clear negative stuff. So that is the natural form, right? Versus the microwave form. We've done a good job of going full circle
Speaking of,
on this.
we have. And speaking of death, I experienced 3 days ago the father of a dear friend of mine in the Appalachian Mountains. He's now 95, 96.
Mm,
He's he has dementia.
mm,
And his daughter is taking care of her parents. They are both alive. They're both pretty much the same age. So the father has dementia. The mother is still painting her aquarels, and she's still functioning. Um, so they have all their life behind them. They don't know how many more days, weeks, months, years are going to live. The father used to be a professional banjo player and also a
mm,
teacher. And we are in the Appalachian, we are in the hardcore of Appalachian music.
mhm,
So he remembers, he's deaf now, 95% deaf,
mm,
but he still plays the banjo, and his daughter asked him to play a tune for me. So she gave him the banjo, and she's a consummate musician. She tunes the banjo because he cannot tune it anymore, and gives the banjo to him, and he plays and he sings. He hears a little bit of what it sounds like, but his muscle memory plays a tune. His right hand remembers that it was once totally able to pick that banjo. So he doesn't realize that he's on the wrong fret. So his daughter put his hand 1 fret higher. No, daddy, this is you're on the 2nd fret. You remember you have to do this on the 3rd fret. So she puts his hand on the 3rd fret, and he plays, and he didn't stop. And I was so moved to see that,
mm,
you know. So I mean, to the extent of Beethoven, who was deaf when he composed, I think you can create your music inside of you is always alive.
mhm,
You always hear it. The
mhm,
factor is sort of a something which is mechanical. You
mm.
cannot hear it anymore outside, but you can still hear it inside. So I think even deaf, you can still write music. completely according to what we decide.
I've done podcasts with deaf musicians before, and there's albums of they're from an association, and so they have technical things that can help them communicate. And they are all musicians, and they go by vibration, and it is pretty amazing the beautiful music that they create. It's
Yeah,
a little bass heavy, honestly, but there's a beauty to that too. So we did it, and this was years ago. I'm going to say maybe when we first started the shows, the podcasts, they would come
yeah.
on, and it was amazing to me that we could communicate, and that they recorded these pieces of music, and I have no clue how they did it, but they did it, and it was beautiful music. You know,
See? Amazing. Huh?
it is.
It,
It is.
it's like also deaf people who are dancing, who are moving,
Mhm.
functioning, being totally artistic or autistic and still functioning. I don't know. It's very deep and also very logical at the same
Mm,
time. If we can try to resonate with that very simple wave of vibration, I think we're in a good place. You know,
I agree. I agree. Well, Pierre, it is always a pleasure to have you on the show. We wish you safe travels. Have
really
fun. Enjoy the countryside. It is beautiful out there.
try
You
to
know.
make it to a show. I'd love to meet you. I'd love
Oh
you
my
to
gosh.
come and experience a concert. It would
Oh
be
my gosh, we would love that. We're going to have to do this. I think the last time we weren't able to go, but we did. You were in Eugene, Oregon, I think was the last time we spoke, and
okay.
our schedules weren't working, but we've got to make it happen. You're going to
Yeah.
be here this year and next year, so
Let me know. Let me know. Look at the concerts, and if you are going to be there at the same time, drop me a line and come to the show.
absolutely.
Thank you
Good
so
to
much
see
for
you,
having
Pierre.
me. Bye bye,
Everyone,
Lisa.
pierrebensusan.com is the website to go to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Big Blend Radio. Keep up with our shows at bigblendradio.com.